You know, I've been thinking about it, and I think this film contains the funniest end credits sequence I've ever seen in a movie. 22 Jump Street is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, coming fresh off the success of the Lego Movie, and it stars once again Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, back from the first film that was an adaptation of the TV show from the 80s, a very loose adaptation. Last time they went to high school, this time they're going to college, again to investigate drugs being spread around the school. This is a film that is very self-aware, very meta, very self-referential, and it makes fun of itself, the genre of comedies, the genre of action films, and movies in general, and it does a great job doing it. 21 Jump Street was a huge surprise when it came out because almost everyone thought that movie was going to be really terrible. But it wasn't. It was actually very hilarious and very clever. And going into this movie, I was thinking to myself, are they going to be able to capture that lightning in a bottle again? Are they going to be able to be surprising again? And they actually are, because I think this one is a little bit better than the first one. That's a very rare thing, to have a sequel that's actually better than the first one. In fact, there is a character in this film that acknowledges that as someone stays around for a long time, they generally get worse and worse and worse at what they're trying to do. Another self-referential joke about sequels. One of the things I was very pleased with after seeing this film was realizing that the trailers didn't really give away any of the best jokes. In fact, I remember watching the trailers thinking, that looks okay, kind of funny, but it didn't really look that mind-blowingly hilarious. I think they used the exact same strategy they used for 21 Jump Street by not showing all the best parts in the trailers and having people be really surprised by how funny the movie actually was. Because the same thing happened in this one. I walked in this film and a lot of jokes hit. Quite a bit of stuff in this movie had me belly laughing, and the chemistry between Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum is once again excellent. And Ice Cube has a very good scene in this movie that really had me rolling. This is the best Ice Cube has been since 21 Jump Street. But I must stress, the best part of this movie, in my opinion, is that it is so self-aware of itself and very self-deprecating. It makes fun of itself quite often. There are a lot of great lines throughout the action sequences that take place during this movie that make fun of action movies that really were smart and clever. There's a character in this film that plays a roommate to one of Jonah Hill's friends in the film, and she has a very one-joke performance. Her entire performance is all about this one joke that Jonah Hill looks older than he is. I didn't really laugh that much the first time she made the joke, and as it continued to go on from scene to scene to scene, you're old, you're wrinkly, I get it, you think Jonah Hill looks older than a freshman. It just didn't really work for me, and her character got kind of annoying. I do think they handled the action sequences better in the sequel than they did the first time around. I actually was invested in some of the action sequences. There are a few draggy parts throughout the movie where laughs are a little bit inconsistent and some things fall flat, but for the most part, I thought 22 Jump Street was better than the first one. I loved the chemistry between the stars. There were a lot of great jokes in the movie, and it had a great way of making fun of itself. I'm going to give 22 Jump Street a B+. I know that's the grade I gave the first one. You're going to be wondering why I didn't give it an A- since I said it was better. Look, it's better, but I'm still giving it a B+ because that's how I feel about the movie. Guys, I'm interested in knowing what you thought of this film when it comes out, or if you've seen the film already. It's definitely one of the funnier comedies we've had in a while, and be sure to stay for the end credits, because not only during the end credits is there some really hilarious stuff, but there is a scene afterwards to stick around for. Also, I really hope you watched my recent video called On Film Criticism. I covered quite a bit of questions that I've gotten for a long time. I talked about the art of reviewing movies, and I had some awesome guest stars like Schmoes No, Jeremy Johns, Scott Mance from Access Hollywood. Please check that out if you haven't already, because I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.